Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, we're going to be doing an unboxing, and I'm going to give my first impressions on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. This tablet is on sale at the time of this video. I'll have some links to it in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. The retail price is $1,000. Comes in two different colors. We have this Moonstone Gray and this Platinum Silver we're going to be checking out here today. And there's two configurations of this tablet. We have 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigabyte storage, and an upgraded 12 gigabyte RAM, 512 gigabyte storage. But so we're not all staring at a box, let's go ahead and check out the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. Inside the box, we have our device on top. Let's see what else we get inside. Inside the box, we have our included S Pen. We also get a lengthy USB Type-C to Type-C charging cable, an ejection tool for the micro SD card slot, and a little bit of paperwork, but that's everything inside the box. Let's go ahead and check out the star of the show here, the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. First impressions immediately out of the packaging have a really nice classy looking color here with the silver. Of course, we have the new camera rings on here with a little bit of silver on those as well. Have our slot here for that S Pen to magnetically attach really nicely. Have our Samsung engraved branding here. Something else I noticed compared to last year's Tab S9 Plus, we don't have any AKG branding here at the bottom anymore. This sound by AKG, so I'm not sure what the speaker setup is going to be in this. We'll check that out later. Doing a quick size comparison here with the Tab S10 Ultra. It is just a night and day difference. There's just a massive size difference between these two tablets, so it's understandable if you don't want to be carrying around this behemoth tablet and paying the extra $200 for this one. This one initially in the hand feels way more manageable. Let's go ahead and take a physical tour. On the top, we have our power button and volume rockers, have two mics, and our micro SD card slot, which in here we have room for one micro SD card up to 1.5 terabytes of storage. And if you get the 5G model, I'm sure you can put a SIM card on the other side, but this is just a Wi-Fi model. On the right, we have two of our four speakers, have our Type-C port capable of 45 watt super fast charge. And then on the other side, have our other mic and our other two speakers. And on the bottom, we have our official proprietary connector pins here, have the new white book cover keyboard with the Galaxy AI Key. We'll check out with this in a bit. One of the new highlight features of this Galaxy Tab S10 series are the new anti-reflective displays. I've been really enjoying it on the larger Tab S10 Ultra, so super excited to check it out here on the Tab S10 Plus. Taking our first look at the 12.4-inch display, what sticks out to me initially is there's definitely more bezels on this Tab S10 Plus compared to the Ultra version. You can see how much thinner these bezels are on the Ultra variant, but while it may not look aesthetically pleasing for a YouTube video, in real life, it's much nicer to just have some spots to put your hands on this tablet. We also just have the single front-facing camera on this Tab S10 Plus compared to the Ultra that has that dual lens setup on the front, but I think people will appreciate that there's no notch here on this one, just a standard display. But with all that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead, put my information in this tablet, use it for the day, and I'll come back with my final first impressions on the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus. Alright, so it's been a full day now since I first started using this Tab S10 Plus. I'm definitely ready to share some of my first impressions with you guys. Starting with the biometrics, getting into the tablet, we of course have face recognition. Works very quick, gets you in every single time. And on the right, we have our optical fingerprint scanner. Gets us in pretty quickly, just not as quick as the S24 devices, but also gets you in really quick. And once you're in, you'll be greeted by the 12.4-inch, 120 Hz refresh rate AMOLED display. I've been really enjoying this display my first day of usage, mainly thanks to that anti-reflective display. So I wanted to go into a little more detail on this because it really does make a big difference, especially when I was outdoors. I was able to notice significantly less glaring on the screen compared to my Tab S9 Plus. I can see my reflection every single time, even at the maximum brightness. Whereas now on this Tab S10 Plus, I don't see my reflection at all. The biggest thing with it is that it's not distracting. When you're writing something, for example, you don't see the reflection of your hand in your face while you're writing on the screen. At least for me personally, it is way less distracting, so I'm able to focus better on what I'm doing when I'm in a harsher lighting environment. And then depending on the environment that you're in, you're going to potentially have a brighter screen here overall, even though both of these are completely maxed out on the brightness. Now, what's also noteworthy with this smaller device compared to the Ultra variant, we have a much lighter device in the hand. So if I go ahead, get my scale here, I do have the S Pen on the back. If I check this weight here, we're coming in at 580 grams, which if you take last year's Tab S9 Plus with the S Pen on, it's coming in just near 600 grams. And even though 20 grams might not sound like a whole lot, I did notice in my first day of use using this tablet in the hand a lot, you can notice that reduced weight. So while not as drastic of a change as the anti-reflective screen, still a very nice added benefit here with a tablet that's going to more likely be used handheld. This is a great grab and go tablet with a very large size at 12.4 inches and really nice to use this alongside the S Pen. Now, as far as the performance, this comes packed with the Mediatek Dimesnity 9300 Plus processor. And in my first day of use, I've been really enjoying this processor. Everything I've done on this tablet has been buttery smooth. Multitasking is a breeze. Switching between all your different applications, even switching to Samsung DeX and back happens pretty much instantly. So at least in my initial usage, I'm not facing any performance issues with this different chipset aside from the Snapdragon processors we've been used to seeing in these tablets. Doing something a little more intensive, doing some gaming on Dolphin Emulator, playing Super Mario Strikers. I had no problem at all playing this for an extended period of time. Similar to the Ultra, this stayed cool to the touch after playing for about an hour or so, really impressed with the performance here initially, no issues at all. I was able to play this at 4x native resolution, which is somewhere between 1080p and 4K at a smooth 60 frames per second, so no issues with my initial gaming testing and just general performance of the tablet. Very impressed initially. Let's do a quick RAM test here. I was playing this game last night and have opened a ton of things since then. Let's see if it opens back up into it. Yep, got back in right away, so very happy with the RAM on this. Taking a look at the battery life, I have my usage split across 2 days here, so it might be a little hard to show on video, but basically I got 6 hours in a full charge on this over the course of 24 hours, which this consisted of a couple hours of watching YouTube, a couple hours of gaming, and a couple hours of productivity. I was using this tablet a lot near the maximum brightness for a lot of outdoor usage, so I think that greatly impacted the battery life. So in the long run, this tablet should get very good battery life since its battery capacity is only 1,000 milliamp hours less than the big Tab S9 Ultra. It's 10,000 instead of about 11,000, and I can get 8 to 9 hours of screen time on this big tablet initially. So I would say on the low end, you could expect 6 hours of screen time, but I would say you could definitely get up to 8 hours of screen on time on this Tab S10. Taking a look at the cameras, we have the dual lens setup on the back. We have a 13 megapixel main lens and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. Initial pictures just look fine, nothing spectacular here. We can also film in up to 4K 30 resolution, and I will say this tablet is not nearly as awkward to do pictures and videos with as that Ultra. This one is a lot more nimble in the hands. For the front-facing camera, this films in 4K 30 resolution, have a great wide-angle lens here. There's no other zoom options with this one, just the single lens here with the very nice wide angle. But this is going to be perfect for any of your video calls and conferences. As far as Galaxy AI goes, we're going to have all of Samsung's latest Galaxy AI features packed into this tablet. Of course, previous gen devices will be getting these through software updates in due time, but we do have everything here straight out of the box. And what I found initially after using both the Tab S10 Plus and the Ultra for the majority of this week is that you're able to take advantage of a lot more features when you just have a larger tablet, larger canvas. So I love the features like being able to write out a ton of thoughts, then just coming up to here, hitting auto format, and then you can get your content and information in a much more streamlined way. Generating, you can see, does not take that long at all. So it gives you just a really nice little header here and some sections with some of the information. And then you can scroll through some various options to see just on a style perspective what you might want. There's also summarization features. So if you want to take, again, a long word wall and just trim it down a bit, get it into some more digestible bullet points. This works well for doing handwritten notes as well. So I could also auto format this in the form of what's written out, and then it could just give it to me in text. I will say it's not absolutely perfect. It could just be more so my handwriting is terrible, but you could see like the Dimesnity 9300 Plus. It didn't pick up that was a plus. It says 1 here, so you might still have to do some edits after these generations are made. If you do a lot of writing on your tablet, this is just a perfect companion to have right here in the Samsung Notes app. And I've also been really enjoying this new Handwriting Help feature. Basically, every line of text you write, it's going to straighten it out for you. Once you're finished writing, there is a little line to just kind of keep you in line whenever you're just writing on a blank white page. So you see, it just lines it up there for you after you're done writing, just really nicely straightens things out for you. I can still go back later and it'll straighten it out with it. So I can say, and you can see here, it's going to straighten it up with that line. And then of course we have the new Galaxy AI Key. This is going to go along with the Bixby AI Assistant. So you just hit this AI key and it's going to bring up the Bixby Assistant. And then there's a chat system here where you could type in requests, or you can tap this button here to do voice, or just say Bixby and that'll go ahead and engage it. So for example, I can say, open YouTube and Chrome in split screen. And it'll just go ahead and open whatever you want it to have open. What's also nice is that if you already have something open, you can go ahead, hit that AI key, and then it's just going to open up over to the side, and then you can hit it again to just go ahead and dismiss it. So you don't need the Galaxy AI key in order to get this Bixby AI assistant. You can just set up a keyboard shortcut, whatever you want. I have Command B also set up to engage the same exact thing, but it's just more so a matter of convenience, and it's really easy to just tap that at a moment's notice. Then, of course, we also have the text base, so I could even do system settings of the device itself. I could say turn the brightness down to 50%. So I can go ahead, just send that, and it's going to go ahead and automatically lower the brightness for you. So it is nice to just go ahead, quickly jot some things in there you want done generally on the tablet. And then, of course, aside from the Galaxy AI key being new, we have this new white color of the book cover keyboard. So I wanted to just share a couple thoughts on this. The first thing I noticed is that I don't even know how this happened, but in my first day of usage, I already got a little bit of smudging on this. So even though I really like this white color, really pops, looks really nice, I think it's definitely going to get dirty pretty quickly. I do have a couple of personal gripes with this Tab S10 Plus keyboard cover. We do not have keyboard backlighting, which for a $1,000 tablet and a $230 case, you would think you could get some keyboard backlighting, but unfortunately that is reserved for the Ultra variant of the tablet for whatever reason. There also is a pretty small trackpad on this one. Again, compared to the Ultra, I understand it is significantly larger. It takes up a lot more space on the table, which you might want to consider. But the thing I love about this keyboard cover more than the Ultra keyboard even is that there seems to be more key travel on these keys. For whatever reason, the key travel seems to be a bit more shallow on the Ultra one. I don't know if there's extra space needed for the backlighting or something, but on this Tab S10 Plus keyboard, the travel is definitely better. Just a more satisfying typing experience overall for me initially at least. And if you can live with some of the compromises, then it's a great setup here if you get a lot more productivity out of this device. And then similar to the Ultra, I love that you can just detach this, put this away when you don't need it, and then you have a great back plate here that you can just keep on the tablet so that you can just prop this up wherever you are. Now, as far as the quad speaker setup, I noticed that we don't have AKG tuned speakers anymore on this tablet. If you look this up on Samsung's website, you'll see here for the new Tab S10 Plus, it doesn't mention the AKG like it does on the Tab S9 Plus. So I listened to a ton of music, a ton of media on this to try and decipher the difference, but honestly, not really a super noticeable difference here without those AKG tuned speakers. So I'm not exactly sure what Samsung is doing differently with these speakers on this one, but it sounds pretty similar to the Tab S9 Plus and all the previous tablets. And since I know people will ask, I know we didn't do a lot of comparisons in this video with the Ultra to the Plus, but with your screen size difference, I would say this Tab S10 Ultra feels like an external monitor. It feels like a laptop screen that you're able to have in your hands. It's very bulky for holding it for longer periods of time. It does fatigue my hand after about an hour or so of holding it, whereas this just feels like a proper tablet, one that you're going to have in the hands a lot. Whereas on this Ultra, I more so tend to have a back plate on it, prop it up somewhere, use it in more of a laptop setup. I think you definitely need to consider multitasking with your tablet choice because I much prefer multitasking on this very large display on the Tab S10 Ultra, whereas here on the Tab S10 Plus, you just definitely have less space when you're doing multiple things on the device, especially if you have 3 or 4 things open at the same time. But overall, first impressions of the new Galaxy Tab S10 Plus, very impressed with this device initially. The anti-reflective screen makes a night and day difference for me for just being able to focus on my content, not seeing the glare of my reflection of my face. And I was pleasantly surprised by the 20 grams lighter weight on this one when you have this in the hand, which I think is important because this is now the smallest tablet in Samsung's flagship lineup. So if you use your tablet in the hand a lot, and understandably you don't want to go with this massive Tab S10 Ultra, this definitely has a pretty lightweight and nice feeling for its size. I am loving the productivity enhancements from Galaxy AI on this, but I'll be curious to hear your thoughts on the Tab S10 Plus down in the comments below. I'll have links to it below also if you're interested. I also have a dedicated video on that Tab S10 Ultra. If you're interested, I'll leave it here. Take care.